Welcome to the 9th issue of the Horseman's Gazette, a quarterly video series that enables you to watch and learn from some of the most talented horsemen and women working with horses today. Education is the main objective of this video series. For viewers, this is a chance to learn from clinicians and cowboys as they work with their own horses at their own pace. Becoming a better horseman is a lifelong process, and if you're serious about becoming the best you can be, now you can take advantage of having access to some of the best in the horse world. So come along for the ride. You and your horse will be glad you did. Buck introduces the concept of centering your horse, a way to keep him mentally and physically with you no matter what age or experience level of the horse and no matter what kind of maneuver you're asking him to do.
When I'm riding a colt, it's no different than how I ride a experienced horse. I often tell people that I think of having a rectangle around my horse. On a horse that's real green like this, that rectangle might be pretty good size, but there's a center in that rectangle. Whenever that horse can find that center, I try to be as peaceful as I can. If she'd go to moving around like this, I might work with her hind, work with her front, and when she gets quiet right in the middle, then I'd release her.
Joe visits about how he would work a group of cattle out in a field. Riding a young horse, he demonstrates how to get a horse interested in cattle, and then keep his horse's interest focused. He builds on that to have a positive working experience for a young horse.
I'm gonna ride this mare. She's 3-year-old. I've worked the cow 3 times, maybe. I'm not sure. Out in the pasture like this, and I'm gonna ride out here and gather these cattle and just visit about what I'm thinking about, and we'll just see what develops here. I got these cattle out here, and I want to encourage her to be interested in them, see? So I might drive these cattle down the fence a little bit and just see what happens. Whatever they want to do, I'll get that to work for me.
Bruce shows a quiet way to get a horse ready to ride. Then he shows how what he did on the ground relates to how he rides in the saddle. For Bruce, with everything he does with a horse, he's always thinking about where that horse will someday be in his education.
I have a system for doing groundwork where, like this colt, I started him and then I got hurt and I was off for a year or so. And I've just started riding him again, and he gets pretty tight. He doesn't really want to buck or anything, but he gets really tight sometimes. I found it's mostly in his shoulders, and I found if I loosen him up. And this is something I actually learned when I was still buckarooing and cowboying.
Scott and his son Sterling demonstrate some exercises to practice your rope handling in a controlled environment. By simulating challenging situations without cattle, you can work your way through them safely and be more prepared for a real emergency. Scott and Sterling show coiling, tracking, dallying, and handling your slack.
Well, today Sterling and I are going to practice some rope handling skills, and I'm going to try and, because we got a controlled environment here, I'm going to try to maybe get Sterling in a little more predicaments that he might get into in real life situations and have him work through it. So he's going to have to coil up his rope, and I'm going to be whatever he's got roped, whether it be a yearling or a calf or something, and he's going to have to get short and coil up his rope and handle his slack and things of those sort, and then dally, and then pop his dallies, and then get short again and roll the hindquarter of his horse when he's running rope and things of that sort, and we'll talk through those things as we go here.
Wendy gives an efficient evaluation and makes adjustments with a new rider, recapping the concepts from all her previous segments and showing how just a few minor tweaks can make a rider more comfortable, secure, and effective.
Hi, I'm Wendy Murdoch, and in the prior issues of the Horseman's Gazette, we looked at the rider's body balance from the feet to the head. Today what we're going to do is recap those lessons with my student Melinda and just go from the bottom to the top. And then we'll proceed with how you use your body when it's in this balanced position to do different exercises that you'd like to do with your horse.